Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Opposite Sex Podcast. This is your host, Drew and Tanea, and today's podcast is kind of a special one. I'm pretty excited. I know Tanea is too. So today we have another podcast couple on with us, and it's actually one of my favorite podcasts to listen to. I found them here a couple months ago, and anyway, I just want to get them introduced right now. So we have with us the conspiracy couple, Marisa and Aaron.
Ethan.
I'm sorry, Ethan. I already messed that up. But Marisa and Ethan, how you guys doing?
Yep. No worries. Doing well.
Doing great.
Good.
To talk to you guys.
Yeah. It's great to finally, get to carry on a conversation with you guys. I feel like I listen to you every single day almost. So it's really cool to be able to be on the phone with you guys right now.
That I feel like we've talked a lot over DM, and so I'm like, I feel like we've talked like so many times, but I'm like, oh, we're actually talking now.
Right.
So it's nice to actually like hear you guys' voice, and I guess kind of feel like we're actually communicating.
Well, I mean, we are actually communicating.
You know,
right.
What I mean?
Right. No, I'm glad this finally worked out. I know. Yeah, we did go back and forth there for a while, and I know how that can go. I was kind of worried we wouldn't actually make this happen, but here we are. So
it's on.
Here we are.
So you guys want to let's just start out. You guys want to plug your podcast a little bit, let everybody know kind of what it is that your podcast is.
Yeah. So essentially the idea behind the Conspiracy Couple podcast is a conspiracy theory enthusiast, more of a wannabe enthusiast, and a total conspiracy skeptic. And I would say kind of a conspiracy novice.
Okay.
Sure, yeah, you can call me that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the idea of a married couple who one person loves conspiracies, talks about conspiracies, and the other one is like, I have no idea what you're talking about, but I love you, and I'm going to listen and now give input.
Because you're almost talking about us like we're characters, not real people.
Now, Ethan,
so you love conspiracies, I think.
I'm assuming you are the skeptic.
Yes.
from listening to the show.
That was not clear. Yeah, if it's not clear listening to the show, I am definitely the skeptic. Now,
I can't remember which episode it was. Maybe it was a few of them, but I remember hearing you went to college for, well, I don't want to say for that, but you at least took a conspiracy class in college?
I did. I took a conspiracy theory class in college.
Okay.
It was a part of this program. It's I don't like talking about it because it was the honors college, but it has nothing to do with like academic achievement or anything.
Kind of a club.
It wasn't really a club, but basically I had the opportunity to take a lot of different classes like that instead of the usual general education requirements. And so that was one of the ones I decided to take.
Oh, right on.
It definitely didn't stop me from being a skeptic. I think I was just my skepticism was more concerned.
Okay. So you did have a little bit of interest.
I mean, I was kind of interested in it at the beginning, like why that was, the whole reason taking the class. I thought it was an interesting topic.
Right.
I would say the conspiracies we talked about, I did not believe.
Yeah.
Okay.
And him and I were first dating when he was taking that class, and I was trying to hide how jealous I was and how interested I was. I was like, oh my gosh, I went to this school. I can't believe there's a class about conspiracy theories and I did not take it. I would have aced this class. And I was like, oh yeah, what did you guys talk about in class today? Yeah, no, that's cool. Can I look at your notes?
And I did not take good notes.
No, they were pitiful. I was like, I think I should just show up in your place, and they probably wouldn't even notice it wasn't you.
Probably not.
So you never took the same class?
No, I was not in that program.
Oh, man.
Which that tells you how little academic achievement mattered. Because Marissa's definitely a better student than I was.
I'm not going to deny that. But I didn't know that was a program until Ethan was in the program, and I was like, well, what the heck? I wish I would have known about this. And then the conspiracy class, I was like, I was robbed. 100%.
Well, I don't know. I mean, you go into some pretty major in-depth on all your episodes. I can tell you probably researched the shit out of that stuff. So I feel like you've already pretty much taken a class.
Time.
How much time does that take for you to come up with one of those?
Oh gosh. I think it depends on the topic. But a lot of times what I do is I have a master list of like topics that I'm interested in, or topics that I kind of can pick and choose from. But I would say I spend a good couple hours doing research, whether that be watching videos or just kind of surfing the web, listening to other podcasts about the topic. I spend like a decent number of hours. It's hard to calculate because sometimes I'll do like a little bit here, a little bit there. Sometimes I do it when I'm like on a lunch break at work.
It also depends like how interested you are in the topic, and then also like just the breadth of the topic.
Mm-hmm.
Because specifically with the Bigfoot one we did, I felt like you spent a lot of time on that because you were really interested in it, and there's like so much about it.
I think I watched like 3 2-hour-long movies.
On which one was that?
The Bigfoot.
Not all of them. Bigfoot.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Not all of them get that special treatment, but Bigfoot is near and dear to Marissa's heart.
It is. I would play the movies and then I would go clean or something.
Well,
and
now
then I would have to like, hold on, I got to write a note down.
now you guys being up in Washington, correct me if I'm wrong, but that is definitely Bigfoot country up there, isn't it?
Bigfoot hub.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, I can see.
Haven't seen him yet.
You haven't? Oh, that's a bummer.
No, and it's kind of lame because we live kind of near a lot of forests and a lot of like mountain passes and a lot of just open space with a lot of trees and a lot of excellent hiding spaces, I think, for Bigfoot. And so every time we drive by, I'm just looking out the window like, please, I want to see you. I believe in you. Just let me have a glimpse of you.
Ethan, are you over there? Are you rolling your eyes, or are you looking for Bigfoot as well?
I am 100% rolling my eyes and keep them. Usually, I'm driving, so I keep my eyes on the road. And if Bigfoot is directly in front of us and we hit him, that's how I'll find out.
There you go. You guys will be famous then. That's for sure.
Yeah,
we're the people that hit Bigfoot.
I don't want to kill anyone or anything, but I'd be okay being famous for that. You get a lot of attention.
Yeah.
And then I think the northern west states, I think Washington and Oregon, aren't they pretty well known for like alien abductions and alien sightings and things, UFO sightings, I guess.
Yeah.
And I've kind of
as I've been researching.
So what are your guys' feelings on that? I think I kind of know. I think I kind of
got a hunch.
Got the vibe of you guys being a little skeptical of the UFO alien thing.
Yeah,
I'm a
little skeptical. I'm not going to say that I'm 100% one way or the other.
Okay.
For me, I'm always like, I think I'm naturally a skeptic unless there's something I like really want to be real, like Bigfoot. I want him to be real.
Okay.
But like for the other kinds of things, I'm like, I can see it going one way or the other. I'm not 100% convinced one way or the other, but sometimes evidence is compelling. Sometimes it's not quite so compelling. Whereas I think Ethan is a little more on.
The evidence is never compelling.
Never compelling.
I think that's just so funny. The difference between the two of us. I'll be like, yeah, I can see it. He's like, no.
Oh, I mean, I love it. You guys are the perfect duo on this thing because it's it definitely comes across in the podcast for sure. So, but I think that's pretty enjoyable. I don't know. So
yeah,
like Ethan, have you listened to the whole Bob Lazar story? That's the one that I always think is weird when it comes to like alien stuff. I mean, I think that there's aliens out there somewhere, but I never really buy into the whole UFO thing. Like, I think they're way too far away for us to see him. But then Bob Lazar, I don't know. His story at least was interesting as hell. I don't know if he's all full of shit, but it was interesting.
Yeah.
He's the one you kept calling Bob Lizard.
Bob Lizard, yeah.
Bob Lizard. I don't know. I think I caught him on Joe Rogan, and then I saw him on some Netflix special or something. But I want to believe it. I'm like you with Bigfoot. I want to believe that shit.
Yeah.
It's just so. It seems so like convenient to me that aliens would come and like be here, and then like the government would try and hide it. Like that to me, the logic there doesn't make a lot of sense. Like I'm not necessarily saying I don't necessarily believe that aliens don't exist. I just really doubt the likelihood that aliens would have traveled to Earth.
That they're down here just floating around and trying to be secretive about it.
Why do they care?
Yeah.
Yeah. I also I don't know if I think they exist or not, but it just I'm like, the universe is so big. I feel like I can't say they don't exist, but
it's kind of fun. Either way, you can work an alien abduction into about any of these conspiracy theories.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. For me, it doesn't feel like an episode is complete until we hear the alien theory.
Oh, absolutely not. And it's probably the answer to all of them.
Yeah, if you can't think of what happened, aliens.
Fuck yes,
aliens. Why did the aliens take them? Who knows? But they took them.
The less evidence, the better.
Exactly. And I always think with UFOs, I'm like, yeah, UFOs do exist. They're unidentified flying objects. If I see something and I can't identify it, it's a UFO.
Well, we did see a UFO, remember that?
We did.
We saw 3 bright lights in the sky probably about a month ago.
Mm-hmm.
And then they were covered by clouds. Never figured out what they were.
Were they moving or were they just floating up there?
No, they were just floating.
That's weird.
Okay, so I did have a weird thing. And I like I said, I'm kind of with you. I never really bought into the whole like actual UFO, like being alien ships or whatever. But I work for the railroad, and so I make train trips all the time. And it's been about 2 months ago.
Yeah,
I was on the train, and we look up in the sky, and there's like 11 or 12 of these damn things, and they're all, they're really, really like a really big bright star. Middle of the night, probably like 2:00 in the morning, and they're all moving in a complete straight line at the exact same speed. And it was there'd be like 2 of them right next to each other, and then a little gap, and then another one, and all of a sudden, like after like 30 seconds, one would start slowly disappearing until they finally all vanished. And I looked at my engineer like, what creepy. In the fuck was that? I don't know, but somebody said something the next day about it being some sort of a satellite train or something like that. I'd never heard of such a thing, but for about 12 hours, I was convinced that Bob Lazar was
right.
He was 100% correct.
Yes.
But
when I saw those, I was like, oh my gosh, they're here.
So nice, man.
And then the creepier thing, so in our county, there's like a Community Connect Facebook page.
Okay.
And someone had posted pictures of crop circles in their like yard.
Like over
a couple months. Though. Yeah, in the fall. And I was thinking, oh my gosh, the crop circles and now the UFOs. It is happening. Aliens are coming. They're not really doing anything. They're just sitting up there, but they're looking at us.
Right.
Oh, they're
and
coming.
They're probably laughing.
Right.
They're probably laughing right now.
They probably are. Yep, they probably are.
At what?
At us.
At us doing what?
Exactly. Nothing. Sitting at home. I don't know. Look at them traveling the galaxy, and we just sit and talk about them all the time.
Right.
So what? Okay, so we kind of hit on like your favorite thing. I'm guessing it is the Bigfoot thing. You said that was your favorite episode by far.
I think that's the one that is like I believe in it the most. I love Bigfoot.
Okay.
All my coworkers today came up to me and they found out about the podcast. All my coworkers at work.
Okay.
And they're like, Marissa, you have to take Bigfoot down because Bigfoot's not a conspiracy theory. He's real. So that's the one that is like very close to my heart. But I think my favorite episode would be the first episode, which was our Reptilian Elite episode.
Yeah, I didn't. In that one, I don't know if I'd ever heard of that before.
It was okay. So that's like the first or the second thing really that got me into conspiracies. Was listening to a podcast that my sister had told me to listen to like 4 years ago. I don't even remember what the podcast name was. I don't remember who the host was, but they were talking about the Reptilian Elite. And I saw the title and I thought, oh my gosh, this is just too good. And I was taking a 2.5 hour long bus ride to the airport to go get picked up for a trip. So I was like, why the heck not? I'll listen to this. Maybe I'll fall asleep. And I was just, I could not handle it. I was like, this is incredible. I listened to the whole thing and then I listened to another episode. And at the end of it, I was just like, I love the word reptilian, first of all.
I like it. Yeah.
And the idea that like Justin Bieber or the Queen of England is a reptilian is just so funny to me.
I was listening to that one today,
like,
that podcast that you guys made about that.
Yeah. And I was like, how do you know you're reptilian? You have red hair. You have green eyes. I'm like, oh my gosh, anyone can be a reptilian.
I feel like now I'm judging Tanea. Like I'm sitting across the table, just like her hair's looking a little reddish right now. Anyway.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. That was the thing that surprised me when we were talking about it, is apparently you can be one of those reptilian elite aliens. What are they called again?
They're called aliens.
No, but don't they have a specific name?
Anunnaki.
Apparently you can be one of those and not even know it.
Yeah.
So you can be a reptilian and not know that you are one?
Apparently.
That was some schools of thought. Some people thought you would know it, but then other people, because there's the idea of the hybrid race and the idea that you might not know that you're actually part reptilian, but you are. And I was like, what? How do you not know that you're a lizard person?
Yeah.
Or a part lizard person, I suppose.
Yeah, I would think, you would know immediately. But who
you
knows?
have some inclination, at least.
Strong desire to eat flies, maybe.
Or like, what are the other things that you love space? I'm like, so is every astronaut a lizard person?
Have any of your, like, I mean, I can think of one but have any of your episodes where both of you are complete skeptics, like where you got done researching it and you were just like, yeah, that's a crock of shit. Like I was thinking of
that'll be more for you.
I was thinking of that the Montauk. Was it the Montauk? Am I saying that right?
Oh yeah, Montauk Project.
That one I'm not sure if I bought into a whole lot. Like that just sounded like a weird guy kind of making up shit.
I think the idea that the government could have this secret project they're working on. Yes, I can buy into that because in our latest episode, MK Ultra, there was that program that the government worked on.
Right.
But then for me, I was like, it just kind of seems like a lot of stories that have kind of been sensationalized.
Right, like almost like they
and all the like interdimensional stuff too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was almost like they kind of tied in, like they took a little bit of this MK Ultra stuff and then like somebody just kind of ran with it or something and started creating their own stuff. Because that MK Ultra thing, I mean, there was actual documents to back that up, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. There was the Senate looked into that, and there was lawsuits, and we just talked about that one this week. And Ethan was really surprised to find out that like actually happened.
Now, did you?
Yeah, I was.
Did you find anything in there? Was like I seem to have. I knew I had heard of that before, and for some reason I was thinking that Charles Manson was kind of tied into that, and maybe I'm wrong. Like Charles Manson and maybe Oswald, like before he shot Kennedy, like that was kind of part of it.
Oh, that was I know Oswald was linked in with like the Majestic 12 or the Magic 12 thing. So those all kind of sound similar. I didn't see Manson come up in my research.
Okay.
In the MK Ultra one, I saw, politicians, doctors, the CIA, that kind of a thing.
Okay.
Which I think added that layer of like, what is the CIA?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
See that. I've always been like, what do they do? What do they do?
Yeah, it does make you wonder. I mean, I always think of CIA and I think of spies overseas doing Mission Impossible, Tom Cruise stuff. But yeah, it makes you nervous that they're over here messing with, American citizens and doing stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's pretty freaky.
Yeah, that one made me it was very dark.
Yeah.
And I was like, we got to do something happier for this next episode because that one was dark. But, sometimes you just got to expose that.
Yeah.
So
can you guys give us a hint? What are you guys kind of looking into for future episodes?
Oh, my goodness. Well, I have a whole list, but I've always been intrigued by more of those like secret organizations.
Oh, okay.
So obviously the Illuminati is a big one. But another one that has always really interested me is Bohemian Grove and then also Freemasonry.
Okay.
I don't know, that has a lot of different theories inside of it, but, having family members who were involved in Freemasonry and knowing they would tell me all like, oh, it's so secretive and you take this pledge and that kind of thing. Secret organizations have always really interested me. I'm like, why are you secret? What's going on? And I think also different historical figures and like the deaths of different historical figures, different celebrities that are still alive, like the theory that Elvis is still alive. That one's always
Elvis and the Tupac
been
and
a
Biggie
really big
thing.
one. Yeah, the Elvis one has been a big one personally for my family. My grandfather looked just like Elvis, like just like him.
Did they do the impersonations and everything?
Oh gosh, no, not my grandpa. He's a very serious guy.
Okay.
But people would go up to him in the grocery store and be like, "Oh my gosh, are you Elvis?" And even he should have been excited, but he's like, "No,
yeah, you're
no, of course not.
Excited by that stuff.
No." And the funny thing is, my grandma had the hugest crush on him, like
On Elvis.
She was obsessed with him. But people always been like, maybe your grandpa like is Elvis. Maybe he left that life behind. He changed his name, and he became an auto shop teacher. I'm like, I don't think that's actually the case, but it's definitely interesting, especially the family connection to it.
Oh, yeah.
So,
well, that'd be a weird one to find out digging into your family.
Elvis. That would be so cool.
Oh, man.
Honestly.
Yeah, first you guys ran over
Bigfoot.
Bigfoot.
Was the king.
And then all of a sudden, after running over Bigfoot and making headlines, then all of a sudden you find out your grandpa is actually Elvis.
That's right. We ran over Bigfoot one day, and then the next day we exposed that Elvis is alive, and he is in fact my grandfather.
I think the podcast might take off if that stuff happens.
I think so.
Probably.
Yeah, I think you guys will be replacing Joe Rogan at the top of the list by then.
There we go.
Oh, we can only hope, right?
Right. Yeah, no kidding. No, I don't know.
Hopefully we don't have to take out Bigfoot.
Yeah, hopefully not. Hopefully there's a few of them out there roaming around. I'm with you. I hope that stuff exists. I hope the Loch Ness Monster, I hope there's a few of them somewhere inside of that damn lake.
Yeah,
but
a couple.
I don't know. I don't have,
Nephews.
I'll keep my fingers crossed, I guess.
It's on my list.
You got to do Nessie.
Nessie's on my list.
I am very interested in that.
But I've got Tanea like looking into more and more conspiracy stuff. She wasn't very into the whole conspiracy thing. And then I found your guys' podcast and I got all excited.
And he listens to it all the time. So
so then I mean we like we were saying we've been talking through messages here for the past couple weeks, and we've talked about the whole Hitler thing, and I sent you a few other ideas that we were interested in. So now I've got Tanea sitting there watching that History Channel hunting Hitler show. Trying to
get me into it.
Yeah, I'm trying to get her into it because I'm 100% convinced of that now. Like I had sort of heard of the conspiracy theory about Hitler not dying when they said he did, but I really thought that was kind of a crock. And
until we watched that show.
I tell you what, after watching that, I 100% convinced that maybe that he didn't. I don't want to say he necessarily made it down to Argentina, but he definitely did not die in that bunker where they said he did. I don't know.
You should watch that.
Oh, have you guys not seen that?
I am more inclined to believe that he did get out. Honestly.
Yeah.
Like even without watching the show, just knowing who he was, knowing, what kind of lengths he went to like protect himself, knowing he had multiple body doubles.
Yep.
I would not be surprised if he had multiple contingency plans for his escape.
It was the
and
whole.
I think when I watch the show, I will be confirmed.
Oh, I think
it's
you'll be
insane.
I didn't know about the whole Argentina thing. I mean, I did not know to the extent that Nazis escaped down there. And I mean, big name Nazis actually, I mean, that was confirmed that they made it down there. There are still to this day humongous communities that are German speaking. And I guess I didn't realize to that extent how big of a deal it was. But I'm going to give you, I'll tell you a little thing. This is what hooked me on this show. So they start off very early on. They had declassified some FBI documents in like 2013 or 14. And up through like I'm going to say the 50s or 60s, the FBI was on a manhunt for Hitler in Argentina. Like they had agents down there. So they finally declassified all this information that they were on a manhunt for Hitler down there in South America somewhere, and had agents all over the place and doing all that stuff. But this is what convinced me. So Russia ended up with Hitler's body, quote unquote, Hitler's body. So they beat us to the bunker and basically rolled him up in some carpet, or found him rolled up in carpet or something like that, and took the body and took it over to Russia, and then would not let anybody see it. And of course, it was burnt. By the time they got to it, the body was burnt. It was unrecognizable. And they wouldn't let anybody see it until I think it was the 2013 or 14. They let a American scientist in to analyze what was left of it, which is pretty much a skull. And they analyzed that skull, and it's the skull of a 30-year-old female. Well, and so that's when I was 100% convinced. I thought, oh, well, if this isn't even a male, then you guys really don't know what the hell even happened to him.
Right.
And then I was sold. Then I had to watch all 3 seasons of the shit. So yes, I highly recommend that show.
Well, of course. Well, why would they have FBI agents go down there if they were like, he's dead? You know he's dead without a doubt. He is dead. Why would they send their resources to look for him?
Right. I mean, he's got to be dead now. He'd be old as hell. He would be dead anyway. Yeah, well, he would be what, like 130, 140 by now, probably 130. I don't know. Yeah, he's dead.
He would be beyond dead now.
We don't know where his body's at, but he's dead. But I don't know.
Have you heard the theory that?
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I said, have you heard the theory that he is escaped to the moon?
To the moon? No.
To the moon.
No, I missed that one.
So we had this episode, You'll Have to do on moon theories. And one of the theories was that there was a secret Nazi base, or they were trying to get a Nazi base onto the moon, so that, they knew they were going to lose the war, so that Hitler and some of his, top generals could escape to the moon, stay there, and then eventually come back.
Oh, with the Fourth Reich is coming back from the moon.
That's right. Obviously, he'd be dead now anyways. But they were saying that they saw some structures on the moon, or the shadowing of the moon that could have possibly been debris of some sort, but you can make your own conclusions. But Ethan and I kind of concluded we didn't think he was on the moon.
Maybe that's where all the alien abductions and UFO sightings are coming from. Maybe Hitler and the Nazis have been coming down from the
Checking
moon
us out.
and abducting people.
That would explain why.
I mean, it all started after World War II, didn't it? All the Roswell thing was after World War II, and that's when it all started. Oh, this is the answer to everything.
And
Oh,
yeah, a lot of the big fighting started in like 1947.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, he went up, set up shop up on the
Staring off
moon,
into
and
space right now.
oh man, we may have started our own conspiracy theory here.
I think we did. Hitler went to the moon, and now he is abducting people.
Exactly. Oh man.
Sounds like a conspiracy theory I would not believe.
Right. Me neither.
All right, yeah.
Just say it with enough conviction, and someone will believe it.
Yeah, why not? It'll be somebody will be doing their own podcast show on Hitler's abductions from the moon. So
Hitler and his alien abduction.
well, I think Hitler and alien abductions. I don't know how we top that. So I think we're going to go ahead and wrap up the episode. It has been great talking to you guys. I cannot wait to listen. Yeah, I can't wait to listen to future episodes and listen to more alien abductions and other conspiracy theories. I really do enjoy your show, and can't wait to hear more. So thank you.
We look forward to having you on our show sometime.
Oh, we'd love it. We would absolutely love it.
Awesome.
You just name the time and we'll be there. So
Awesome.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
thank you.
Thanks for having us. We really enjoyed talking to you guys.
You too.
All right, guys. Well, that was a treat for me. I was glad we were able to get them on the phone, and we look forward to seeing you guys next week.
Bye.